Why are people afraid to buy health insurance? Insurance is a funny business. Poor ones who actually require it cannot often afford to pay for it. Filthy rich ones who do not require it can afford to ignore it. Insurance is a funny business. You require it when you are actually in trouble. But the insurers will not even touch you with a 100-meter barge pole if you are in trouble at the time of applying for insurance. Insurance is a funny business. When the buyers pay premium, they want to pay the least. When they lodge a claim, they want to extract the maximum from the insurers. Insurance is a funny business. Buyers restrict the cover to the minimum most when they buy. But when something uncovered happens, they expect their policy to cover everything in the world. Insurance is a funny business. Buyers avoid insurance thinking that the covered untoward incident is not, anyway, going to happen to them. And to top it, they also tend to think that even if it happens, insurers will not, anyway, pay up the claims. People are not afraid to buy health insurance, they are too cheap to buy it. And here are the main reasons. 1. They are young and healthy, or at least they believe that they are healthy, until some terminal or critical disease attacks them. 2. They want to buy a better car or home, or go on vacation or go out to dinner more often with that money that they would have spent on health insurance. 3. They are Republicans and believe that the government can't tell them what to do. 4. They are savvy enough to know that if they are truly sick, hospitals US must treat them, even if they can't or won't pay their bills. Cheap. 5. Well, in the UK everyone is covered by the NHS, paid for by all taxpayers, as we realized after World War II that when the country acted together we can do great things, like making sure that poor people don't die from illnesses and diseases, just because they are poor and can't afford the medication. Most European countries decided this too. 6. But I guess a few countries, and only one, highly developed, one, don't consider all human life to be valuable. 7. Nobody that I have ever talked to were afraid to buy health insurance. They just didn't see the value. I heard things like, we are young, and neither of us have ever been sick. Or, we plan to wait until we are older. That way we can invest that money and we will be ahead financially. 8. They listen to infomercials, and cult-type experts, accepting advice from people that have no clue what their situation is or might be in the future. If health insurance is optional, then it implies a universal system funded from taxes or compulsory, and tightly regulated insurance like in Europe and pretty much all of the civilized world. Then the population might not want to buy extra insurance because they would rather spend their money on wine, women and fast cars rather than the marginal benefits that extra insurance will bring over and above their state system, which will deal with all their healthcare needs probably because they don't know if they will need it. It's kind of like gamble. A gamble of thousands of dollars. Health insurance is very expensive, even Obamacare. Also, the deductibles are quite high. So, even if you have money for your insurance premiums, you still have co-pays for things like blood work. I'm currently paying hundreds in bills just for a couple normal checkups. Every young guy think that I am so fit and healthy that I will hardly catch by disease, so he don't even think for life as well as health insurance. The middle-aged peoples now have think for same but found it's now somewhat costly and ignore as other expenses are already exhausting their earnings. Lastly, old means 50+ guys found it very necessary, but they hope all these from their young children. Overall outcome in every stage of life, Indians don't want to think seriously on insurance issues.